From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for August 7th, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghai has said an agreement on the Strait of Hormuz with Oman, which lies on the other side of the waterway, is in the final stage of drafting. Speaking Wednesday, he said in a joint statement that a joint statement will be issued if certain parties do not obstruct the process, apparently referring to the United States. The agreement is likely to be contingent on the U.S. lifting its blockade on Iran's ports. A U.S. official who spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly said Thursday that any temporary routes through the Strait of Hormuz will not have impediments such as approvals, permissions, tolls, or charges. Asked Thursday if a deal has been reached with Iran to reopen the vital waterway, U.S. President Donald Trump said he didn't want to say. It has been sort of open right now, he told reporters in the Oval Office. The strait is crucial to global shipping and energy supplies. Before the war, which began with the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran in February, about 1/5 of the world's traded oil and natural gas passed through the waterway at the mouth of the Persian Gulf. So soon, don't be surprised if the price of avocados increases. Mexico began sending 1,500 more troops to the western state of Michoacan on Thursday, a day after the U.S. announced the suspension of government operations in that region, including halting avocado inspections required for their export because of a non-specific threat to the U.S. interests. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced the increase of security in avocado production areas to spur the resumption of the exports as soon as possible and to prevent any serious impact on Mexico's economy or U.S. supply. The United States is a major consumer of Mexican avocados. More than 80% of the avocados consumed come from its southern neighbor, amounting to $3.7 billion in sales for Mexico in 2025. But before export, U.S. Department of Agriculture inspectors verify the quality on site to prevent pests from entering the country. Without inspections, imports stop and prices in the U.S. may increase. These agricultural inspections were suspended on Wednesday for security reasons in Michoacan, the main avocado producer and an area with high cartel activity. And finally, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky says he's been discharged from a rehabilitation center and will continue his recovery from home. The former Senate leader was first admitted to the hospital on June 14th. He disclosed weeks later that his hospitalization was the result of a fall and said he was undergoing physical therapy. McConnell, age 84, gave no specific date for his return to the Capitol, but senators are expected to soon leave Washington for the traditional August recess. Votes are unlikely for the next 5 weeks once they adjourn. On the advice of my doctors, I'll maintain an intensive regimen of physical therapy from home during the state work period, and I'll continue to engage with my staff and colleagues on important Senate business, McConnell said in a statement released by his office. McConnell had polio in his early childhood and has long acknowledged some difficulty walking and climbing stairs as an adult. The Office of the Attending Physician has said McConnell was undergoing a strenuous course of physical therapy and rehabilitation since he left the hospital, which includes multiple sessions a day designed to rebuild strength and reduce the risk of future falls. That's news at this hour. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the homepage at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.